the Legal Defense Fund, how much have you raised, and can you just break that down for people? What does that mean, Legal Defense Fund?
So the Times Up Legal Defense Fund is housed at the National Women's Law Center, and they had already started a legal network to help link up, clients with lawyers. We've had over 1,600 requests for help since January 1. We've recruited lawyers, and a lot of these lawyers and public relations professionals are going to do this work pro bono and continue to represent people for free. But we also know the need is great, and not every lawyer can afford to give free legal services away, and that's where the funding part comes in. So we've raised $21 million.
But is that really enough? It sounds like a lot of money.
It's not. Anybody who's been involved in court cases and litigation knows that $21 million, as much as that is, isn't enough. And especially as we're getting thousands of requests.
Has the Legal Defense Fund taken any of these cases on?
So about 1,000 of those folks, of the 1,600, are already linked up with lawyers. The way the process works is if you call in for help, there'll be an intake to understand what your case is, make sure it's about sexual harassment in the workplace, because that's our focus. And then they'll get a set of names of lawyers who have volunteered in their geographic area. And the client can then make her choice or his choice about who to retain.
The people that have come forward seeking help, is this across all industries or mainly from Hollywood, or what are you seeing?
60 different industries, as many as 60 different industries: construction workers, prison guards, police officers.
Just women?
There are men who've come forward too, a much smaller percentage because they are by far and away mostly women. But there's some men who've experienced sexual harassment, and then there's some men who are calling, for example, on behalf of their wives or their loved ones.
So, aside from the Legal Defense Fund, in terms of legislation or eliminating non-disclosure agreements, what are your thoughts on that?
Some of the issues are complex. I'll tell you my personal view on non-disclosure agreements. It's not always as easy as it seems. There is a move to ban non-disclosure agreements, for example. But my personal view is, and this is not the Time's Up view, this is my personal view, is sometimes the victim actually wants a non-disclosure agreement. She doesn't want, all the details of what happened to her, out there in the public eye. And I really believe part of this is to give victims agency over the decisions and what's affecting them. That's why having a lawyer is so important. If a victim is well represented, then I don't see a problem with negotiating with a company or with a harasser, on what's a fair and just resolution of that.